Hey guys, how's it going? My name is Noise and welcome back to Feed the Beast Infinity Skyblock Expert Mode. In the last episode, we made a bucket. Where's my bucket? We made a bucket. I'm going to keep that over here for right now, which may not sound like that much of an accomplishment, but if we look at the recipe, we needed to get iron plates, which takes a forged hammer, which takes treated sticks, which takes treated wood planks, which takes a creosote oil, which we needed to make a coke oven for, and that took a lot of stuff as well. So we were able to get the coke oven and get all the stuff we needed and make a bucket. So today we are going to continue with a few things. Last time we got the bucket trophy, and then we also made a transfer node items. And this is one of the first things I want to do today is we need to start getting a lot of cobblestone. And the way to do that is I managed to get a decent amount of diamonds. So we're going to make some sticks. We're going to make a pickaxe. And I think it's like this. We're gonna make a world interaction upgrade. So what this will do is if we come over here, we put our transfer node items there, and then we put we put a barrel on top of it. It's not gonna do anything. But once we put this world interaction upgrade, it's going to start producing cobblestone. And that's going to be slow, but it will give us cobblestone. We can do other stuff while that's working. And yeah, then we can start expanding our base. I got a little chicken friend, by the way, from hammering a bunch of stuff. I've got a lot of resources. I was getting too much flint, so I actually started making compressed flint. You can't turn those back into flint. It's just 9 flint in a 3x3. So it looks like we've already got a stack of cobblestone. So that is how I'm going to get cobblestone from here on out, is through there. And that is going to let us expand our base, which is going to be super important because we're going to need a lot of room relatively soon. Now this chest is what I'm going to start using for kind of the to-do list. So the next thing I want to do is make a bunch, and I mean a bunch of grout. 2 stacks of grout is what I want. And we're going to start smelting all this up. We're going to need more coal pieces, it looks like. No big deal, we have a lot of coal in here, so let's get 16, and that should give us just a ton of coal. And we'll get more coal in all of these guys. Oops, tried to put apples in there. And start smelting up all the seared bricks. We're gonna need a lot of seared bricks for what I want to do, but that shouldn't be too bad. Now, one other thing, we've got a little bit of gunpowder. We're gonna need a lot more gunpowder to get the next thing that I want to work towards, which is a blast furnace. So we're gonna make TNT because it's sand, clay, and gunpowder is all that takes. We need to do this recipe. We need 34. We need to do this recipe 9 times. So that's going to be a lot of supplies. I don't have that ready quite yet. I don't have the gunpowder because is it 4 gunpowder or is it 5? It's 5 gunpowder for every single TNT. So something that we're probably going to do before that is once we get enough cobblestone, I'm going to expand this base and we're going to build a mob tower. So I have a very standard design that I do. We want to make a vacuum hopper if possible, and chicken just laid an egg. Awesome. We're going to want to make a vacuum hopper if possible. How difficult is it going to be to get an ender pearl? Might be fairly difficult. The best way is going to be either getting lucky with ender lilies. Let's see how bad those are. Right here, ender lily seeds. Doesn't look like we can get those. We might be able to from dungeon loot, but I don't know. We'll have to look into that. If we can get ender lilies, that would be amazing. If not, then we'll have to figure out a way to farm endermen. One of the other things that I wanted to start working towards is power. And the power that I want to use is a culinary generator, which is pretty simple. We need iron gears, which in order to make iron gears, we're going to need a casting table. So we're going to need the smeltery that we're working on right here with all this seared brick. But the harder thing to get is this firm tofu. So one, we need soybeans. I don't know if there's a good way to get soybeans, but we need soybeans. And in order to make the presser, we need celery, asparagus, oats, and cabbage. I'm also going to want to make a watering can, which that's the wrong one. The watering can is going to require some steel, which is what we need the blast furnace for. Beets, corn, and kiwi, plus bone meal and a bowl. That is going to be fun to do. So one of the things we can do is we can get long grass from bone milling this grass, and it looks like we got potato seeds. That's actually really nice. So I'm going to do this just a little bit to see what kind of seeds we can get. That looks like water artichoke. And looks like we have wolfsbane as well. So those are witchery seeds. Those are some normal seeds. That looks like hemp. We got carrot seeds. Alright, so we've got what? Wolfbane, industrial hemp, carrot seeds, some flowers, and potato seeds. Alright, that's cool. So the other thing we can do is if we sift dirt. So if we look at the uses of dirt, if we sift the dirt, we can get potato seeds. We can get saplings of different trees. We can with pumpkins and melons, but we can also get those through crop mutations. So I honestly, I'm looking at this. Carrot seeds, we've got that. All the trees, we'll get those later. Pumpkins and melons are the only ones that we don't have yet. So that's something that we can deal with later. I do want to see, can we... Okay, we can't do anything with grass. So we already have basically all the seeds that I want, at least for the time being. So I'm going to put all this stuff in here, and we're going to start growing some stuff. Well, the first things I want to do is I want to get a cactus. So we have cactus now. That was easy. And then we're going to put some crops down. This is going to be cramped. Let's see, if we do 1, 2, 3, and we move this torch to like here, we do 1, 2, 3. Alright, and we need to make a new tool. Alright, so did all of this smelt? Awesome, we'll deal with that in just a second. We need to make a new tool, and we need the axe head and the shovel head. And we can use some bone meal. That'll be fine. So, part builder. We need to make both of these tools. Bone shovel head and bone axe head. And then we need a stick. So let's get some wood. And I'll use the other stick for torches, I guess. So what we're going to make is a mattock. This is going to let us start farming. So it's pretty simple. And we'll make our first mattock. Now something else we can do is if we right click these, at least in some mod packs there's a chance to get I need to jump on them all and revert them back to dirt. There's at least a chance to get seeds out of that. Evidently not in this, so oh well. And then we need to make something else because we're going to get started into Agricraft. If you've watched any of my regrowth series, you'll already know what Agricraft is. It's a fun little mod and it's time consuming. But we have these crop sticks and we do this. We put more crop sticks down. And what we can do is we can take, so we have some wheat seeds, we have potato seeds. We put potatoes here and wheat here. Actually, I don't even know if I want to do that. So let's look at the usage. So what is going to be the best? This has some weird, oh, make aluminum. Can I do with anything with potato and wheat? No, so I don't want potatoes here. I want to put carrots. We'll put carrots here and let these guys grow. I can speed it along a little bit with bone meal. And then we put stuff in between, and there is a chance that these will crossbreed. Now I do need to look. Okay, if we get sand here, that's what I want. So you need to have the right soil underneath the crops, and if we put that there, there's a chance that these will crossbreed and give us something new. In this case, sugarcane. Now, I don't think I can't put sugarcane there. These sugarcane seeds are a little different, and we need the actual seeds in order to progress with Agricraft. The other thing we can grow is if we do carrots and potatoes, we'll get the pumpkins, and then carrots and pumpkins will give us melon. So it's a lot of good stuff, and hopefully we can get all the crops that I want. And eventually, if we look at the presser is the more important thing right now. So asparagus is corn and scallions. Scallions is carrots and sugarcane. So we'll have that here soon. Corn is rye and barley. Barley is sugarcane and seeds. Rye is seeds and barley. Celery is allium and seeds. Which we're going to need to get poppies, which is pumpkins and sugarcane, and blue orchids, which is dandelions, which is melons and sugarcane. So we're going to need a lot of crossbreeding, and we're going to progress through most of Agricraft, because I think that's going to be the easiest way to get most of the crops. Now these things will only spread when they are fully mature, and it's chance with growth kits and all that fun stuff. So yeah, that's gonna be fun. I'm also gonna need to get cactus seeds, which if I look at recipe should give us no. So if I look at potatoes with netherwort, you can get brown mushrooms and plum bean seeds, which I believe is lead. Yep. And bean seeds and sweet potatoes. There's so many different things. There we go. So sugarcane and poppies is cactus. And you can get just a lot of stuff fairly quickly, actually, from Agricraft. So that is something we're going to start working towards relatively soon, because I want to make the culinary generator. I think that's going to be the best way to go about power. Also, I have so much bone meal in here. It's kind of ridiculous. But anyways, let's make a smeltery. That is kind of the goal for today. Before I had kind of talked about what I wanted, so first things first, we need a controller. That's going to give us a book, which I'm going to just put right back in here. And then the other thing I want to do is we're going to need some sand. So let's get, let me think, if we do a seared, we could do a seared tank. That's usually what I do. That's only one piece of glass. Or we can do seared glass. It's going to save on the seared bricks, which I think doesn't really matter. Let's do the seared tank, the seared glass. Let's just do the tank. I believe we have enough seared brick and everything. But I'm going to want 2 drains. This is how you get stuff out of the smeltery. We're also going to need 2 faucets for that. I want a casting table and a casting basin. So the table will be used for making different things, tools, gears, all that fun stuff. The basin will be more for like getting blocks of materials and whatnot. So we have the glass. Let's make this. Alright, and I'm trying to think, is there anything else that we're going to need? I don't believe so. So I'm going to make just a bunch of seared bricks. And I'll wait for the rest, but before we place all the stuff down, I want to put most of it away. Put the gravel away for now. I want to put the cobblestone, I want to put some more cobblestone in here. Get some more lava, because we're going to need that. Eventually we'll automate a lot of this stuff. Put all the dirt in there. Our chicken stick in there. Everything else is pretty much replaceable. And let's get a stack or 2 of cobblestone. I've been using the large tiles. Nope, not the detailed. I've used those too many times in other mod packs. But we're going to build just a little bit. Most of this stuff will move relatively soon. So let's build a little platform out here. Alright, that should be good enough. Eventually I will set up this base a little bit nicer. For now it's more about function than anything else. But now that I have plenty of cobblestone, I can start expanding, and I'm going to do most of the building off camera, but this is an exception just because I want to go ahead and make this smeltery. And eventually, once I get flight, we'll do a little bit more building downwards. So, alright, we'll put the smeltery like here. So, let's get smeltery blocks. We also want to make sure that it is well lit. It is not yet, so let's light things up a little bit. And we need to start with a base of 3x3, so actually that's not going to work. I need to, I need to make this a little bit bigger. So let's expand it like 2 more blocks this way. Let's do 3. As long as the lighting levels are still good, shouldn't matter too much. But I do have a few more torches, so it's not that big of a deal. Hopefully I have enough materials for the size of a smeltery that I want, which I usually go with a 3x3. So we start like here. And we put some blocks down. Eventually I'll probably put the smeltery into the ground, but for now this is going to work. So I'll do 2 there, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Yeah, I'm going to need just a little bit more of the bricks, but let's get all of this stuff. So we want a drain here and here, casting basin and a casting table. The controller will go here. Faucets on both of these. Eventually that will be replaced with something like a fluid duct. And then we need 2, 3, 4 and our bucket. So the best part about a smeltery, other than I now don't need to use coal to smelt any of my metals, but the better part is, let's take some iron. So let's get a thing of lava, put it in here, and if we put in 9 iron ore, this will smelt up and it will double the output. So I will get 2 blocks of iron out of this, which is really nice. So that is huge. I don't want to go in there. You will fall through the metal, and if there's any liquid in there, you'll take damage and it'll produce blood, which blood can be useful, but it's not something I want to use yet. It's not something I need. So yeah, we're gonna have plenty of iron, which is gonna be good because we're gonna need to make steel, and steel is made in a blast furnace. Luckily you can use thought you could use iron blocks to make it a little bit faster, but it doesn't look like it. We might not be able to. I'll have to see about that. But now iron is melted down and I can put it into blocks. And I can still take iron, yeah, out of blocks. Okay. You never know with expert mode just what they'll change. So now we have a surplus of metal, and that's gonna be good because it's gonna let us kind of continue on, and our sugarcane grew. Now with Agricraft, one of the other things, let's take a look at it. I'm not gonna make it yet, but there is a seed analyzer. Actually isn't too bad to make. We will need a glass pane. I don't think I have any. But what it is, we might make it for next time. So it's some wood, a wood slab, some sort of stone slab, and then a glass pane. And this makes a seed analyzer. And then there's also an agriculture journal, which just takes some seeds, book and quill, and some crop sticks. This isn't something that I technically need, but what this does is it lets you analyze these seeds. With Agricraft, there are 3 different stats. There is growth, gain, and strength. I don't know if this mod pack has weeds, but strength is typically, it's two different subjects. So it's how strong clippings of the seeds are. You can clip seeds that are fully grown and replant them out other places, which in fact, can I make that right now? So the item is a clippers. Just take shears. Yeah, I can make that. This is actually something that's pretty useful to have. So let's go ahead and make it, because eventually we're going to want to use it. So we make shears, put some sticks, and another piece of iron. We get these clippers. So what I can do is, for example, the carrots. I can clip the carrots, and it'll give these carrot clippings. And then I can try to plant them here. Depending on the strength of the seeds, all of these should be 111s or close to it. But the strength determines the chance that you can plant the seed when you clip it like that. Gain is obvious, it's how much output you get. So with carrots, low level stuff you get 1, high level stuff you get 4, and then growth is pretty obvious as well. It's how fast the plant grows. I don't know that I'm going to be trying to get everything to 10 10 10, but there are some things certainly that I'll want to get to 10 10 10, just because it's going to give me better power early, especially since I'm going to go with the culinary generator. So that is kind of where we're standing right now. So we have a smeltery, which means we can make gears and stuff like that really easily. All we need to do is keep it fed with lava. I am going to take some time and expand my base a little bit. We'll work a little bit with agriculture, and I'm going to sift a lot of sand, I think. Gunpowder. How do I get that? I believe it's sand. No, dust. Okay, so I'm gonna sift a lot of dust, and hopefully get a decent amount of gunpowder, so that we can start making the blast furnace in the next episode. The other thing that I want to do next time is we are going to build the mob tower. So I'm going to need to farm a lot of wood, because we're going to want ladders all the way up to the top. I'll need more torches and just a bunch of cobblestone. So it shouldn't be too bad. We'll have to decide what chisel to use for that. But once we get mobs dropping, it should be good. We might use... I don't know. We'll find something. Find something that looks kind of cool. But we'll make a mob tower hopefully in the next episode, and kind of continue on making these railcraft multi-block structures with the blast furnace, and start getting steel, because I think that's going to be the next thing that I really want to get into. And in order to get too much farther, we're going to need to make some basic forestry machines before we can start making the lasers and the assembly table, which we're going to need to get. We're going to need to get that stuff to start getting into more machines, because we're going to need some chipsets in order to make any IC2 machines, and then that's going to kind of lead us into the next set, and eventually we'll be able to make some really nice stuff, such as angel wings, which honestly by the time we get to this, angel wings are going to be useless, because we'll probably look into jetpacks, which, how difficult are the jetpacks? Because I know this is like the best you can get, and this is, it's complicated to make. We're going to need a lot of late game machines in order to get a lot of this stuff, but the basic leadstone jetpack, that's pretty easy. Lead, we're going to need a steam dynamo, coal chunk, chipset, some gears. That's not too bad. Coal chunk's going to be a bit of an annoyance. It's going to be a lot of coal. That's not too bad. And then leadstone flux ducts. You're going to take more chipsets. And then this guy isn't that bad, actually. but we're going to need to sift a lot of sand. But that's not too bad. So that we might be able to get a jetpack relatively soon, but then powering the jetpack you need a energetic infuser, which is right here, which takes machine frames. So you need basic circuit board, crushed obsidian, dense iron plates, you need compressor. Yeah, just a lot of complicated stuff. But that is going to be a good while from now. The first thing I want to do is I want to try to get the blast furnace, and to do that we're going to want to make a mob farm to get more gunpowder easily. I might sift some of it, but for the most part I think we're just going to build the mob tower in the next episode and go from there. So I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I will see you guys in the next episode. Bye!